Hey, what's up guys? It's your man 4am again, back with a new What's Human guide. Updates on my critical pulse build for the endgame, which hits like a truck. Today we're gonna start dealing even more damage. By using better mods, different key items, it's gonna be a more compact version, which will bring you up to speed in no time. So you can start electrocuting your enemies, in which I do cover some extra details like the best hides to use for every craft and all the other essentials. Let's get right to it. A quick message, this is an updated video of my already existing guide, which you can find in the top right of the screen for this critical pulse build. Also, the house you see right here, very easy to build, has everything you need for the early, mid, and end game. I've got a guide for that one in the top right of the screen as well. Anyways, let's get straight down to business. So first off, the weapon obviously we're going to use is the critical pulse. By now, you probably already know how it works, so let's get straight down to the calibration. You want to focus on portable style and double elemental damage. As you can see right here, the rolls are pretty decent, can be better though, while as secondary weapon I have a hammerhead shark right now. This could actually be a different weapon if you want to increase your survivability. Then I absolutely love to go with the wildfire because this one triggers bullseye, and if you have bullseye on enemies, there is a specific mod you can use on your weapons. This one right here, when defeating marked enemies, will recover some of your HP and stamina. So if you use that combo, it can be nice for PvE survival. The critical pulse is amazing for AoE damage, but it lacks in single target. This is where the hammerhead, in my opinion, can be better to, for example, take out the siren boss in the X1 dungeon. As third weapon, we use a long axe, simply to maximize our damage when standing still. How exactly is something we're going to cover in the mod section. If you have more questions, leave them in the comments. Right now though, for the gear, I kind of threw things around a little bit for PvP. I went with some savior parts and also some of those treacherous pieces. Right now though, still 4 parts of the blackstone because of that extra elemental damage with those warm sensation stacks. When the temperature is between different degrees, you get more elemental damage plus 18%. So you can have a maximum of 28 already plus the 7. That's 35. That's what I take for the helmet, the mask, the gloves, and the chest. For boots, I have renegade shoes for that plus 15% reload speed, which is amazing for your crossbow. So you can simply fire 50% faster. It's gonna make your DPS or damage output much better. For pants, right now I have the overloaded pants. I used to run with the Mayfly goggles, but I feel like this one is much more interesting for specifically PvE, because you can get those 20 stacks of power surge pretty quickly. 6 free shots without having to reload can really massively improve your damage output. Since we're talking about maximum efficiency, dealing more damage but also improving survivability, I think for the end game it's very important you also know which hides to use when crafting the armor. Let's quickly check them out. I like to go for the Lunar Wolf skin for PvP to reduce the weak spot damage you take. People always like to aim for the heads, while if you go with a cow hide, check it out. Upon taking critical damage, you will recover 15% of your HP with a 30 seconds cooldown. For the top, I take Lunar Wolf skin once again, maximum stamina plus 15, hubfire movement speed, and scoped movement speed. And the effect doubles when you're on low HP. For the pants, once again Lunar Wolf skin for maximum stamina. For the gloves, especially during Blood Moon events, I think the Lunar Wolf, Rabbit, or Wool skins are amazing. These all come with the same bonuses. For boots though, this is where things become interesting. Lunar Wolf skin increases your movement speed by 5, doubled with low HP. Roll speed can be increased right here as well. I think all of them are interesting depending on your playstyle. And for the mask, you can increase both elemental and status damage with the Lunar Wool or Rabbit Fur. This one is plus 5, doubled below 30% HP, and this one can go up to 10.5, also depending on your HP. I like to go with Rabbits. So that's it for all the weapons and armor. If you still have questions though, please do leave them in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer them. Right now, let's move on to the weapon mods. So we want to have Power Surge, specifically the Static Shock Talons. This is a really nice one because it comes with both status damage and elemental damage. You want to maximize these two rolls. Power Surge status duration -50, but the damage will be +20. I experimented with many different ones. This one, though, still is top tier. For the offense, as already said, if you're going for the Wildfire health regen, the recover mark is really nice. Recovers HP and stamina after kills. Well, for the Hammerhead pistol, I like to go with either the Shock Rampage or the Surge Amplifier, depending on what I want to achieve. For the X, you want to have the Portable Territory because you can deploy Fortress Warfare with a heavy hit and keep it 2 more seconds after leaving this. So we're just going to smash on the floor, then we're going to take our crossbow, check it out. We have this area. If we walk outside of it, it will still stay for a couple seconds. This will further increase your damage output. For the armor mods, we go with quite some different options. We used to roll with the Deviation Expert. Many people take this one, but it's actually not the best. Fire rate +10%, don't want to care about this. Status +20 is nice, but the range decrement sucks, especially in PvP. Go with Work of Proficiency instead. When reloading with an empty magazine, that's a +10%, so you're going to fire even faster. Elemental damage +20% as well, which you will always get. And this resets with the next reload, but you will reload every single time. Elemental damage and status damage, again, are amazing rolls. Of course, damage against Great Ones, Elites, etc. It's also going to be nice. For the chest, you want to find an amazing blue Flame Resonance with very nice elemental damage attribute rolls or status damage with a core effect of +12 status as well. Guide in the top right of the screen where you can find it. For the bottoms, I like to use the Abnormal Increase. When the magazine is empty, you will further increase your status damage by 10 for 12, which can stack up to 3 times. So that's another 30 if you just keep firing. For the boots, we like to go with a Covered Advance, taking no damage within 4 seconds. Ground +20% status for 30 seconds. For the gloves, we keep the Elemental Overload, maximize the elemental and status damage rolls right here. And for the mask, this is where I like to use the Thunderclap, obviously. Now, for the Cradle upgrades, a maxed out character would look like this. Start off with the anti-phase. Maximize your damage with crossbows. I don't go for the pistol roll because we barely use it. Also take Resilience if you can on lunar events where your sanity is below 30. Damage received from these bad guys reduced by 30%. Or take the Rapid Aid, for example. Could be interesting for PvP. Medicine usage cooldown reduced. Speed is increased, healing effect is increased, etc. Also go with Tactical Combo. Every time when you reload or switch your weapon, the damage is increased by 50%. Status Enhancement, increase your status damage after hitting a weak spot. Deviant Energy Defense, when you have this one, you will basically give yourself a shield every time when you throw it on the floor. That's the white line above my HP, which you can see. Also take the Elemental Sense after dealing elemental damage, increases by 25%. When you have a buff like the Fortress Warfare, another +25% right here, which always happens, of course, if you swing that axe on the floor. That's the blue circle. Anyways, the final one right here is Transient Impact. Dealing Power Surge damage grants Power Surge +2.5 for 6, up to 10 stacks, so that's +25. If we look at the stove quickly, amazing dishes to maximize your damage would be the Surprise Spring Roll. Increases your elemental damage up to 15, which doubles below 40% HP. The Roulette Dumplings can also increase all sorts of damage. For drinks, I always like the Stardust Energy drink. And of course, the Sparkling Pumpkin Soup increases your Power Surge damage by 10%. I'm gonna be honest, for PvE, I'm pretty lazy when it comes down to preparing my meals. I simply eat a canned lunch meat and drink raspberry juice because it's so easy to get your hands on. While I do recommend you to get your hands on a Chefosaurus Rex because these can drastically increase the efficiency of your meals, so have these inside your base at all times. For Deviations, there isn't much to choose from to maximize your damage for this type of build. I simply take the Festering Gel because it's just so nice for survivability to also heal during these Blood Moon events. If I had to recommend something to increase your damage though, that would be the Mini Feasters. I wouldn't say they are very good, but this is like the only way how you can increase the elemental damage with the Tentacle Strike specifically they come with. Well, I don't know, the Festering Gels are just way better in pretty much all situations. Alright, so there you have it. Everything you need to know about my updated Endgame Critical Pulse build. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and share your thoughts about it in the comments down below. Questions, suggestions are very welcome right there as well. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you guys at the next video or live stream. Peace.